Welcome to the Kairosan show. This is Kairosan. This will be one of my last videos here in this house. After this video, the next video you'll see will no longer be filmed in this location because I'm moving in somewhere else. And I have to figure out my moving arrangements, living arrangements included. By the way, how you like this? This is one of my new songs that I created with a T-Pain beat. And let's just ride to this music as I give you the topic of today's discussion. How do you feel about a 30-year-old guy dating a 16-year-old girl? Well, that's one of the questions one of my subscribers / friends was telling me last week. He said, do a video about this, do a video about this. But I have to, so I'm going to. Basically, in the United States, there is a policy and law that states that if you're under 18, you are considered a minor out of all circumstances. And that because you're a minor, you cannot date somebody who is 18 or older because they, being to you, would be considered a pedophile. You want to know what's a really funny joke? Okay, listen to this. Okay, basically, you have a bunch of guys, old guys who like to drive motorcycles, and they like to chase young teenagers. And these guys are like, you know, in their mid-age 40s and shit like that, and they like to drive motorcycles. What do you call a bunch of guys who are in their mid-40s, mid-age, chasing teenagers with motorcycles? Pedophiles! You don't get the joke? I don't care. So, let's start. Basically, in the United States, you're not allowed to date anyone who is under 18 because you'll be considered a pedophile. Okay, now let's get to another point. My friend was telling me why and exactly what's wrong with dating younger girls. Well, let me tell you, first of all, it's law. And second of all, in the United States, there's a catch-22. You can be midway a teenager, being 18, a legal teenager, but yet you can't date someone who's under 18. Now, I'm not going to advocate that you should date people under 18. That's your business. But what I'm saying is, we have a bunch of people who make laws in our country, yet these are the same twisted motherfuckers who like to rape little 12-year-old boys, and they make policies stating that we can't date anybody who's under that age. Well, let me tell you something that's interesting in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, where I live, the law states that you can get married at the age of 16 and 17 with a guardian or parent's co-signing a paper to the courts stating that you are allowed to get married to so and so and so, which is a very hypocritical law because it states that you're not supposed to marry or fuck with anyone who's under that age of 18. Well, another thing you need to know is that because of that, you know, a lot of people who do date people who are that age, they usually do it on the low key, you know. But there is an exception, and I'll tell you that exception. In many other foreign countries, developed or undeveloped, I think mostly undeveloped, or maybe eaten in between a third world and second world, like South America, it's very common to see people date, like say 60-year-olds date 14-year-olds, or a 30-year-old to date a 12-year-old. But in our country, it's a whole different story. Because unlike this country, in those countries, the kids at that age have more responsibility, so it deems them as adults. And the age limit is not restricted. Now, back in the biblical days, believe it or not, people got married at the age of 14 and 15. Now, remember that Jesus was a Jew, and because of that, Jewish people believe that when a man enters the age of 13, he is deemed as an adult. I don't know if it's a young adult or not, but deemed as an adult. That's what bar mitzvahs are for. But anyway, I don't know if they had bar mitzvahs back in the Jerusalem biblical days. All I can say is that Jewish people, when they turn 13, are legally were considered adults. Now, laws have changed, and since we're in the United States, these are just hobbyist religious ceremonies. And it states that spiritually you're 13 and you're an adult, but really, in legal terms, you're still a damn-ass kid, or a teenager. So that's a very interesting thing to look and consider. But I just wanted to state that, I think on my personal opinion on this matter is that really the laws of the land will determine and try to dictate your life. But it's better to go the most alternative and independent route. And by the way, folks, I'm not advocating that you should date someone who is younger than 13 or whatever, but to make things a little better for those who are, let's just say that when I was working at my last job, the manager, who was 22, was dating someone who was 16. Big deal, huh? Oh yeah, and they both worked at the same place. Only the girl that he was dating was under her, so to speak, doing the things I was doing and the rest of our coworkers were doing, but he was a manager. Go figure. So, those who do feel guilty doing this, just know that this country has weird laws and is run by a bunch of Illuminati satanic perverts who like to rape children and steal them in Florida. So you don't have nothing to worry about. And now, since this is the last video for this entire house and I'll be moving with a bunch of roommates pretty soon in February, let me just lose you with one of my demo songs, Do You Love Me? And I think you're going to enjoy it. Listen to this. I'm not done with this, but I think you'll like it. Do you love me? Do you love me? Boom, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Boom, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I don't know, but I am not sure. I say then, do you love me? I know this show has been a little weak, but I've been going through a lot of shit lately, and you know how things go when you go through a lot of shit. But rest assured that when I'm at my new place, as you can see, there's a lot of things been packed. This is Kairosan. Thanks for watching, and God bless.